Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of the Halo Forge Epidemic. This is Psychoduck and I'm here with a kind of different sort of map spotlight thingamajig. Recently Flying Shoe, ILR, and I kind of decided to go back and create some classic style game modes in Halo 4 that are designed to create gameplay more reminiscent of Halo 3 without some of the random elements that you get from things like Infinity Ordnance or, random weapon drops, or even some of the armor abilities or, loadout options in Halo 4. So we created these game modes, and we figured that we would set some of Halo 4's maps up for these more classic modes. And they're really fun, especially if you played Halo 3 back in the day. I think you'll really like this, because it's got the smoothness of Halo 4's combat and Halo 4's netcode and all that. Of course, Halo 4's graphics, but with the more balanced feel from Halo 3. So the first choice was pretty obvious, classic Valhalla. Ragnarok is a map which is really broken by the DMR, because the DMR has so much more range than the battle rifle did, and the battle rifle is what the map was designed around. So putting the classic modes back on here makes it's so great. I mean, the Halo 4 Warthog's awesome, but when everyone has plasma pistols and plasma grenades, it's not so great. This map, just playing classic modes on is awesome. So we recreated the weapon and vehicle set from Valhalla. Although, since there's no missile pod, and since the sniper rifle actually damages vehicles in Halo 4 much more than it did in Halo 3, we decided to put railguns at the bases because we felt they're a really balanced weapon. So, they have snipers and railguns. The railguns can kind of help. Between the sniper and the railgun, they can counter the Banshee pretty nicely, and I think it kind of fills the role, and it works out really well. So, we weren't going to try to, only have classic weapons in it. But we were gonna keep the weapon set in line with, what it was back in Halo 3. So, keep it as long as it was balanced and worked with that and felt right. We thought that it was fair game. So, the railgun, I feel, is a really balanced weapon in Halo 4. So we weren't gonna, try to take that out or anything. But yeah, so classic Valhalla really is a pleasure to play, and of course these game modes have given us the opportunity to maybe go back and recreate a couple of favorite Forge maps from Reach, possibly, that people have been asking for. Stay tuned for that. But yeah, so the modes we made currently are a classic Slayer and then a classic Flag game mode, and it's all BTB. Although you could do this for 4v4, but we felt it made the most sense. It came from the idea we wanted to do a classic Valhalla. So, in BTB with the plasma pistols, plasma grenades thing is the sort of mode which I think suffers the most from some of the elements in Halo 4's sandbox. So that's what we stuck with. But yeah, so these maps are really fun. And then, the second one we did was a classic Longbow, because Longbow is actually, some people will try to say otherwise, but Longbow is actually a pretty solid map. It actually feels like a, kind of a classic big team map. It's just that with the DMR and player ordnance, the top control becomes a little bit too important, and the whole map flows kind of into the one area up top, and that's that gets a bit repetitive. So, this was able to rectify that. Of course, you get some really fun Warthog gameplay on here. Like I was saying, I mean, if you're tired of getting, unfairly, blown up in your Warthog by everyone having plasma grenades and such, then, this is for you. There are plasma pistols and plasma grenades on the maps, but, it's not something that players spawn with. It's just like how it always used to be, where you'd actually have to, it would encourage movement and risk versus reward to actually pick up these, these rewards, actually having a risk involved instead of just giving players, powerful weapons off of spawn. So, the vehicle gameplay is way more fun. If you were a big fan of the BR back in the day, but you're kind of disappointed because now every time you're using the BR, you get outshot by the DMR because the DMR has so much more range. Then this is for you. And then this was kind of funny. We wanted to go for a flag run here on Classic Shatter, and we're trying to get Mock in here. Oh, boom, nope. So that was kind of a fail. Classic Shatter was interesting, of course. This was from the Crimson map pack, and we felt that since the map had mantises on it, but felt like it would work really well for warthogs. Sorry, I'm plugging my computer in here. I was about to die. The map obviously feels like it would suit warthogs very well, and it does. So, we put hogs on it, although it also has the mantises on it, because again, they fit in with this kind of classic style. They are balanced enough that it works. So here we are making our flag run, and this gets really unfortunate here in just a sec. We get in the hog, we think we got it, and then nope. But yeah, so Shatter was, Shatter's a solid map. The bases are a bit awkward, so we actually added man cannons into the bases just to make them a bit more accessible, because they were pretty easy to camp previously. So between that, having the warthogs, this map plays like a lot of fun with these classic modes, especially flag. Shatter's a good flag map, but it's just, like I said previously, the bases were a bit campy, and we wanted to do our best to solve that issue. So we got that covered, and yeah, so anyways, that's Classic Shatter. The last one is Classic Meltdown. This is another map that just felt right with with classic settings. So of course, again, the warthogs are a lot more usable on here, a lot more enjoyable to use. So they feel really great. We took the mantises off of here. When the game shipped, there were no mantises on Meltdown. They kind of put them on, and it was a bit of an odd choice. So there's no mantises on here in the classic modes. But we moved the flags out front of the bases, which is where it makes a lot more sense for them to be. We've got our saw hog here, and made it play flag like very nicely. And then of course Slayer's really fun on here as well, although I'd say flag is kind of the standout. But this one was just really fun. Again, it's amazing how much different and, in my opinion, better these maps will play when you have this more refined, albeit limited, version of the Halo 4 sandbox that you get with these classic modes. So that's something that as someone who really enjoyed Halo 3, I really enjoy seeing this more balanced, less random elements in the sandbox. So if you guys like playing BTB and are sometimes frustrated by some of the weird elements of the sandbox, then I think you'll enjoy this. So go find some games of this on Halo Customs, and I'll talk to you next time, guys. Stay tuned for some possible classic map remakes or something. So bye bye, guys.